The 5 red lights are counting down. Engines are whining. And the lights go out now, and we are away. Looks to be a good start from Zydrad from P1, as the McLaren of Snipes has had a belter of a start and has gone up into P2.
3 wide in the middle.
Oh, yep. As I think that's Ghost Colt who's managed to get through in P3 as well.
Someone's got a broken wing because there's a body part flying across the track.
P4's Ryan Jones down in P5. As SLR Darnell is trying to go round his outside, he's been squeezed off the track by Ryan Jones. As Beast and Darnell are going side by side through the fast right-hand hander, Beast has to back out and concede the position. Merckx. Oh, Merckx tries to go up the inside of Beast and then taps the back of Darnell. As Jam is now waiting in the wings behind them. As Ham has made up one position already at the start, it looks like. As Nicky is all... that's Jitto is battling. As Jitto's made up loads of places off the start here. But Zydrad does lead. Is Nicky the one with wing damage? No, it doesn't look like it. I have to see who comes into the pits. I think Nicky did have a bit of a twitch on. No, that was Freeman behind him had a bit of a twitch on. We're seeing blue flags already as Nicky is making the move on Paraquix. As Bezos has made a move on No, that's just my game. That's just my game. Says Bezos in P2, lovely. Cheers, game.
Jitto's under pressure here for P12. Smoke.
Yeah,
Smokes
yep, on
goes
board
for the
with Smoke. Jitto's ball starting on the mediums, so going to be a bit of disadvantage at the start of the race. And Smoke, he's lost a position off the start, so needs to get past Jitto here to really help his race.
Freeman's now in last as he's still struggling with his pedals.
Oh, that's his pedals, yeah. As Midzi is now trying a move on Smoke, so medium runners are making their tyres work at the moment. But yeah, other than Nicky, who's lost a couple of places, of course. Paraquix up 4. Nicky did make the move on him. But yeah, now Zydrad and Snipes look to have broken clear from Ghost Colt in P3. As Bezos is now right on the back of Ghost Colt, so might be trying to make a move on him to try and close up to the top 2. As SLR Dylan looks like, yeah, he must have been the one with wing damage. It's gone into the pits.
I'll have a look.
As Bezos is making a move on Ghost. Ghost moves quite late, but
yeah, he's got
Bezos
a wing change.
Not fully committed. And oh yeah, he's made a mistake. Does that make the invitation open for Ryan Jones to maybe make a move on Bezos? As Darnell's becoming slightly disjointed from these. As Race Roller's made a move on B-Dunk. B-Dunk, the outside line through that corner, has to concede the position. And yeah, Freeman is really struggling here. I know he has turned ABS off for this race and has had issues with his pedals, but yeah. Shocker of a start from Freeman, unfortunately. Other than Dylan, he's the last running car, and his teammate Zydrad is the top running car. But he hasn't been able to shake the DRS of Snipes yet. Zydrad's got more ERS than him, but it is very, very easy to overtake, so we are going to go on board with Snipes here. See if he tries a move on Zydrad. Yeah, looking at position changes here, Snipes and Ghost up 1. Poor start from Bezos. Merckx another gainer. And Jitto, really the big game.
Turn 3. He spun. Oh, he's in the wall.
Oh, and he's lost his wing. Did he catch anyone?
No, lucky enough he avoided everyone, but because there's a gap between the Alpha Tower
as Freeman is going side by side with B-Dunk here, the two Americans. B-Dunk has the inside line, but Freeman manages to push his way through as he begins his road to recovery. Freeman as B-Dunk lunges it, and yeah, that was a day late and $1 short, I'm afraid, from B-Dunk, and he's nearly cost himself big time there. But yes, Smoke with wing damage now will have to pit.
Yeah, I think B-Dunk's been
really cost his race
for the most of the few laps because he went off into lap 1. He ran wide over the middle sector and just dropped down to last, just trying to gain places back.
But yes, we're on board with Snipes again. Him and Zydrad look to have very, very similar ERS. Snipes, I don't know if that was a corner cut there, something I'm going to have to keep an eye on. But yeah, Snipes, I believe, hunting his first win this season, as it looks like Freeman has got past Race Roller in the background. So just go back to that. Does Race Roller fight it back? Looks like he does have the DRS of Freeman. As Freeman thinks to dive to the left, but sticks to defend to the right. As he's now looking to... Oh, nearly loses it on exit.
Back end.
Holds it well. He now needs to really close the gap to Parad, Nicky, Midzi, Jitto.
Smokes is in the pits for his damage. Front wing.
Yep. Real shame from him. As Rando has said that, yeah, the run of Dylan, yeah, he had a bad start with contact. Yeah, the track doesn't seem to be working the way the soft runners would hope it would.
No, there isn't.
Medium runners are indeed keeping comfortably with them with DRS, although Ham is having to use a decent amount of his ERS to stay with the guys in front of him. Key driver to watch will be Ham Jam. Come the end of the race. He's got to really stay within this DRS, and it doesn't look like with the concertina effect that he will be able to at the moment with his brother. Who's in a train all the way up to Ghost Colt, really, so... And Crispy is in that train as well. Down 3 positions from the start. As Midzi is now right with Jitto, he really will want to get onto the back of this train himself, Midzi. Nicky is becoming disjointed from his teammate, but is on the medium tyre, which will play into his hands later on in the race. So the two Mercedes cars are also, and as well as Midzi, are also cars to keep an eye out for near the end of the race.
Yeah, at the moment,
yeah, gap's kind of
really hard to make overtakes on this track. It's all about track position, trying to get ready into the pits. When position change coming about maybe 6-7 laps time.
As resuming the battle for the lead, and it does look like Snipes has a bit better ERS here than Zydrad. But both have a reasonably comfortable ERS.
Mixie overtake, Jitto.
Oh, yep, that
finish.
was coming, and it is quite a comfortable overtake. Jitto very low on his ERS, as is Midzi, to be fair. Yeah, well, they're still inviting Nicky to close up on his teammate. I think they both had quite similar pace this weekend. As Bezza's making a move on Ghost Colt. Didn't see that one coming. So yeah, Bezza's had enough of Ghost Colt's train and Ghost Colt's pace. And Bezza's feels like he can go quicker. But the issue is that these guys have absolutely rinsed their ERS, and Ryan Jones, Darnell, Beast, Mercs, Jam and Ham all behind them have much better ERS than them. So these guys are going to be struggling. The top 2 have brilliant ERS, especially Snipes with nearly 90%. And he's just happy to bide his time to the pace of Zydrad. And then maybe just get him while he's napping, get him near the end of the race, or get him on strategy.
As Ballier for P16, as Racer looks to make use of the overtake. No, he's not used overtake, but he's in
And
DRS.
Ghost Colt, I think Ghost Colt's just gone wide in turn 1, has lost the position to Ryan Jones. He's really struggling here as Ghost Colt.
There was a bit of contact
And
there
yeah,
with Freeman and Race Roller on the straight finish corner.
Yep, Race Roller made the move.
Yeah, he squeezed him in the wall.
Right behind him again. Both on medium tyres. They really need to be working together here, but they are becoming disjointed for the rest of the field.
That's Dylan picking up a 3-second penalty there. Won't help him later on.
Yep. Now I'm bored with Ryan Jones, and I said he got much better ERS than Bezza's. I don't know whether he'll know this, but if he can use a bit of his ERS up, then Ryan Jones can become the lead car in this. As Snipes is now right behind Zydrad still. These two are slowly but surely putting a gap on the rest of the drivers, as yet Ghost Colt does pick up a penalty, as has B. Duncan Dillon. Yeah, and now I think there's going to be a battle for P5 here. As Darnell is right on the back of Ghost Colt. It's another strong showing this week from Darnell. He was talking earlier about maybe is P4 in Mexico being a one-off, but it certainly doesn't look like that one at the moment. He is well in this race. As is the one to watch, Ham Jam, in P10. Very happy to sit there with high ERS and manage the gaps of the cars ahead of him.
Yeah, he has closed the gap a little bit
then,
as well.
And then it'll pull. Yeah, of course, the others, their tyres are going to be wearing quite a lot now. Yeah, and then at some point in Ham Jam, you expect to pull the pin. But yeah, Bezzers does look, even though Ryan Jones has more ERS than him, Bezzers doesn't look to have the pace on him. And who has the pace on who? Jam Ham has the pace on Mercs at the moment. Decided to make a move on the train. With pure straight line speed, as both of them have DRS, of course.
Ooh, side by side, turn three. Oh, contact! Race roller's gone.
Race roller's lost it. That was nearly a very unsafe region. Nearly taken out B-Dunk. Very, very lucky not to be a massive crash there. Yeah, Freeman makes the move and they make contact.
He's been consistent, but there's some laps he's not been consistent where he's just lost positions to B-Dunk and race roller. But it's just that little bit of state.
Yeah. As B-Dunk and Race Roller both pick up penalties in the same corner. Interesting. But yeah. Battle at the front, far from over.
Ooh, Jam with a bit of oversteer. Ran over the curve of the corner after sector 3 and just lost his wheel. He's gone into the pits.
As Jam is pitting very, very early here. Going onto the hard tyres now. Feels like he's got much better pace than this train, clearly, and wants to get out of it as quickly as possible. And yes, Southerners saying in club, yeah, we wish your mother a speedy, speedy recovery. Hope she recovers well. As, yeah, Jam's got out on the hards. That is a very, very spot bold strategy indeed from Jam. Didn't look like there was any damage to him, so...
No, it might be...
It is purely strategy. He's taking a massive risk here, but obviously feels that he can't make any headway in the train unless he tries something. And the train, well, it's nearly extended as far down as Jitto and Nicky. They're keeping reasonably with it. It has to be said on the mediums as well, as Midzi is caught right up to it.
Just not making one mistake. One mistake and instantly cost you positions. That's how tight this train is.
But yes, soft hard from Jam Ham is indeed the Viagra strategy. So, as I coined earlier. So yes, Jam, Jam and Smoke are the two drivers at the moment on the Viagra strategy. Smoke, however, the hards are not going to last that long, so he's going to have to go soft again at the end of the race. Yes. Anyway, back to the race.
Battle here for P6, P15 again. Freeman and
yes, B-Dunk making the move on Freeman. B-Dunk locks up massively.
He's used up all his ERS.
Yeah, they're really kind of just in a battle of their own, really, at the moment. Freeman, is he going to try and move up the inside? Is he going to send it in? No, he's not. He thinks better of it.
No.
Yeah. Freeman does pronounce himself to be a Mr. Dive Bomber, so...
With those pedals, I wouldn't bother.
Yes, I agree. But yes, still Snipes and Zydrad is exactly the same, and... Yeah. Come on, Snipes, do something. We want to see a battle for the lead here. As UK Beast Assassin is hit now, probably going onto the hards as well. Maybe he's trying to cover Jam Ham. No, he's gone very early onto the mediums here, Beast. Lap 12 stop. It is possible. Maybe he feels he's got very good tyre wear, but yeah, clearly covering off Jam, and yeah, I'm going to stay on board with Jam for a bit. Yeah, Mercs has now lost the DRS, obviously, as Jam and Beast were ahead of him. But yeah, has this undercut worked? It has. Jam has made it back, has made it past UK Beast Assassin, so It's very, very big for his race. UK Beast Assassin will have better pace initially on the mediums, I'm sure. So he's going to want to get past Jam as quickly as he can. Yeah, so we're going to see some more as a couple of drivers now from this secondary group, really, I have to say. I've been looking from the secondary group are pitted. Are we going to see any more drivers dive into the pits? SLR Darnell has dived into the pits now himself.
Pingy has as well.
As he's got a 5-second speeding penalty. Oh, it did look quite fast going into the pits, but who looks quite fast at the moment? Snipes right on the back of Zydrad now. Zydrad goes defensive.
Nicky picking up a penalty.
Yeah.
Didn't help.
But yeah, Zydrad goes defensive, but Snipes is still right on him. He's not... Be a very, very bold move if he makes it here, but no, he thinks better of it. As Ham's got past Mercs here. And yeah, that is a real shame from Darnell because he got that 5-second penalty, but he did jump Jam and Beast, so he did stay ahead of them, and will have better pace than Jam Ham initially. So
he just needs to make up the
that's going
time
to affect
now.
his standing big time at the end of the race. This Ghost is right with Ryan Jones. However, we expect most of these guys to pit now.
Nicky under pressure now from Paraquix for P10 on the both on the medium.
As Zydrad pits and Snipes stays out, so trying the overcut Snipes. The undercut, I think, gains about half a second to a second, depending on how much ERS you have. Yeah, Snipes, Bezzers, and Ghost stay out. Mercs is in the pit, so Mercs is elected to be the first of the Red Bulls to box. So now got the medium runners, Snipes, Bezzers, and Ghost, who are yet to pit. As Freeman is going side by side with B-Dunk still. Zydrad's coming out the pits, and he's going to come out behind them, and maybe even behind Race Roller here.
Oh, Jesus, that was close. Ballet for P15.
Yes, this is
Beast and
massive.
Crispy. All
yep.
turn one, lock up, and didn't really.
Oh, yep. Beast is now making a move on Jam.
Jam just backed out there.
Pivotal lap here for Zydrad. He has to get past Race Roller or risk being jumped here by Snipes. Although his teammate on the mediums is only a couple of positions ahead of him. Oh, and Zydrad, yeah, you can see how much more confidence he has on his new tyres than Race Roller. But he can't get past him at the moment, so yeah, we're going to stay on board with Zydrad here, as this could be a change of the net lead. Bezzers and Ghost are in the pits now, as well. Yeah, Zydrad using a lot of ERS here. He has to make the move now, really, on Race Roller. And yes, he is making that move, so we're going to switch to the broadcast cam. Then we're going to switch to Snipes. Coming out of the pits now. Darnell sets the fastest lap of the race. We're going to ride on board with him. And he's not being jumped by Snipes. Very surprising there. So clearly Race Roller's mediums are giving him very, very good pace. As Snipes comes out behind Race Roller as well. So he's got to make that move. So it's a good opportunity for Zydrad to jump and pull out the DRS, really, and make his life a hell of a lot easier. Power is still right on the back of Nicky. As Midsy's on the back of Ham. So these two are really the main two to watch on mediums. They're going the longest.
Yeah, not much action at the back.
Is right.
Very quiet at the moment.
Snipes is right with Race Roller, and he's going to make the move. Oh, God. Snipes thought Race Roller was going one way, but he went the other, so slight bit of contact, but I don't think there's any damage in that. As Zydrad is now behind his teammate, and who's behind B-Dunk. So I'm expecting Freeman to get Julie out of the way as quickly as possible, really. Unless he's trying to move on B-Dunk. He is trying to move on B-Dunk. So we're going to stay on board with this, as we've got a good vantage point of this battle between Freeman and B-Dunk, which Zydrad, the net race leader, is going to be involved in. And this is only going to slow him up compared to drivers like Ham, like everyone else behind him, really. Could become a full DRS train. Yeah, Freeman is still trying the move. Really should be getting out of the way here. if he's thinking about his team as Zydrad, yeah, he's going to have to go fully out of the throttle there. Yeah, Snipes is right with him. This is
with Freeman, yeah,
really hampering Zydrad's race.
Need to be moving out of the way there.
He's probably screaming on his mic at the moment. I think the two of them aren't in a party this race, which they usually are. But yeah, Freeman, he is going to get way out of the way, and is he going to cut back in front ahead of Snipes? I
Bezza makes the moves. P10 on Race Roller.
Snipes is trying to make a move on Freeman and taps him, and Freeman spun around. And he's got to be careful of Darnell and Ghost, and
drops down to 14th.
And Beast now. Beast is going to make a move on Freeman possibly, but he doesn't have DRS and Freeman does. Yeah, Zydrad makes the move on B-Dunk. But yeah, that was tetchy moments there from Zydrad, our net race leader. But yeah, Ham and Midzi are very, very happy to just keep on going. I'm going to check the gap to leader here to see where they're going to filter out. And yeah, they are going to be filtering out, looks like probably right near the back of the field. So they will have to make a lot of overtakes. As Bezos is now right on the back of Snipes, so all this with Freeman and the slight tap of Freeman has cost Snipes here. Yes, it's cost him big time. He's got wing damage, I think, Snipes.
Nicky's in the pits.
Very, very early stop there from
contact
Nicky.
From Ghost and Darnell, or Darnell and Ghost. A little late dive into turn one, just makes the overtake. Nothing
yeah, there
minor,
is
but
a lot of battling. Is that Merckx who's lost? Merckx has lost it.
Yeah.
Oh. But yeah, there's a lot happening there. Ghost is looking for a move on Darnell. He's going down the inside here. Side by side through the middle sector. With Race Roller, the car ahead of them.
Nicky's on softs.
Done. It's bold.
Yeah, it's a stretch.
18 laps is
17 technically, yeah, but it's a stretch.
But yeah, that's heartbreaking for Merckx.
He has no damage, so
spin.
it's just costing time.
And I mean, well, Ham is pitting himself, and yeah, there's yellow flags there, and I don't know if that's Nicky who's lost it or that's still Merckx. But yeah, now Ham, Para, and B-Dunk are in the pits, so they obviously do feel that they can get to the end of the sauce from there.
Yeah.
It is bold, but could it pay off? And we'll have to see. How has this battling stuff affected Ham's position relative to his teammate? He has lost the one place, it looks like, to Crispy, but not too much as we jump on board with... as Nicky is retired in the pits. Yeah.
Did he put on the wrong tyres?
I don't know.
He's retired in the pits.
On Jam. Jammy's kind of been pushed out a bit, and oh my lord, this DRS train behind the wing damage car of Snipes. It is everyone from P5 to P14. Choo choo!
Let me just get
all aboard the Snipes train.
Nicky.
As Zydrad, yeah, he's really broken clear here. Broken clear of Bezzers, he's broken clear of Snipes, and yeah. This is going to really help out Midzi, I think. Who's gone that extra lap on the mediums. As Snipes, he does go into the pits to fix his damage. So yeah, was running, and net P2 was battling for the win.
Hamjam makes the overtake.
And
slightly late into turn one, he's nearly hit his own brother. Whoa, it's close.
Yeah, see when Midzi comes out, he does come up behind Ham and Crispy. As Ghost is making a move on Race Roller here. Race Roller fights that position quite hard. Oh, what? Ghost was trying to move fully off track. Okay, that was interesting. I heart and mouth there for Ghost, but he doesn't. He doesn't make that move. That is very ambitious there from Ghost Colt. But he's now hounding Race Roller, whose tyres are very, very dead now. Another person whose tyres are dead would be Jitto, who's probably going to be coming into the pits now. He does. So that is Zydrad resuming the lead.
Race Roller needs the pit.
Yep, I expect him to be pitting this lap, probably.
Yeah, he is.
Yep, he is in the pits now. Allowing Ghost to go by, but that does give Darnell a chance to get past Ghost. Is he going to send it? Ghost gives him the room. Cuts the corner a bit, but plays ahead of him as Darnell's using a lot of ERS here. Ghost goes defensive, but takes a long time to use his line.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Oh god.
Basin
Just got behind. Yep.
Oh, no.
And
Oh, contact.
Oh, jab and ham. Oh my.
How is this still going?
As he's sending it, and he's got a time penalty.
Yeah, nowhere to go.
But he sent it on his
What
brother.
are you doing?
Okay. Yep, they're side by side everywhere.
He's
waiting, and yep, and Midsy's gone past him. Yep, they're going side by side everywhere.
Jesus Christ!
This is absolutely crazy.
And
it's how I'm going to make the move on Beast. Head's got a bit here. They are having a lot of fun here in this massive train. As Ham is now going side by side with Beast. As Midsy's waiting in the wings, he's going to make this 3 wide, maybe.
This is not going to end well into
it would
turn
not
1.
surprise me. I think he's going to try and make a move on Ham. He thinks about it, but Ham makes the move on Beast instead.
I saw a little nudge there from Midsy, but now he backed off.
Yep. Yeah, Beast with Pens is looking good for a P4 here at the moment. As Ham's gone up to the inside of Beast. It's side by side. Midsy is still waiting on.
Ooh, love tapping there.
Oh, round the outside! Is he going to hold...
Love tap of the wheel.
He's still there. Oh, he's lost his wing. Oh. Jam gets back. The Jam does get past him, but he's still fighting. And yeah. That's a shame there from Midsy. He's gone full send, and it hasn't quite worked.
This is why I love Brazil.
As Crispy is right on the back of Midsy, does he know Midsy has damage? He does. I think Midsy's going in the pits now. Yep.
I'll just see. Oh, he just hit the board.
As Jam has made it past Beast.
Midsy just hit the board and he got a 5-second penalty and retired.
Oh, he's retired. Oh, and Beast is... No! Beast is out. Oh, he was running so well. He was looking so good, and he's just...
Did he just spin or...?
Hit the back of Jam, and has just spun out of the race.
Yeah. That's how carnage that section between them 3 was, like, mad.
Oh, that's heartbreaking for him. He didn't have any penalties and was on good tyres. He was really, really on for P4 there, I think. But he's lost it. And yeah, there's not even a safety car or VSC for that, so
No.
Well done, game. His car is completely totaled, but the game says, nah. There's yellow flag in Sector 2 as B-Dunk has now spun it.
Yeah, he's doing a donut.
Yep.
His tyres will be wrecked.
Ham is now making a move on Darnell. I mean, about half of these cars have crashed, so I mean...
The only thing is, I've not seen a safety car yet in probably the I've not seen Division 1 yet. I don't know if it was on there, but Division 2, 3 and Elite so far it's not had a safety car.
B-Dunk has retired in the pits after his spin. So.
Yeah, his tyres were done.
There's a yellow flag in Sector 3, that's Race Roller.
He must have had a little spin there.
Yeah.
He's down in the pits.
Putting into the pits now.
Yeah, I think he's done.
The driver who's doing quite well from, I think, starting dead last, I believe, is Paraquix in P10. And he doesn't have any penalties here.
No,
so he could be on for a really good result.
Especially just who does have a penalty.
Yeah, he's probably annoyed that there wasn't a safety car
yellow
power
flag
because
in that'll be B-Dunk.
that's B-Dunk's AI. Yeah, hopefully it has got out of the way of the track. But yeah, for some reason the AI, even when you retire in pits, do sometimes decide, you know what, I'm going to just drive back out again. Rando reckons that Ham is going to win on track. That's a bold prediction. Zydrad Bezers do look very, very comfortable in first and second at the moment. Yeah, we're now going to grab up the position changes as... Yeah, Ryan Jones up 3, Ham up 6. Power up 10 are the real gainers. Jitto up 7 as well, of course. Big losers are it's Snipes and Beast, really. And yeah, Beast could have been on for the best result of his season, but he's just binned it.
Yeah.
As Ghost is right on the back of Ryan Jones.
Ham's joined the party now with Darnell.
Yep, they are alright with it. Jam and Crispy falling back a bit, so yeah, Jam's very, very bold strategy of pitting early doesn't look to have worked for him so far, but
he's catching.
He might still be in a good position after penalties.
Yeah, he's catching slowly.
Yeah, now I'm going to go on board with Ghost behind Ryan Jones. Is he going to try and move here into turn 1? Is he going to send it? He is going to send it. Oh, they make contact. But just a little off tap. As he's now coming back at him, and Jam behind is going to make it 3 wide. Is Ham going to have the both of them?
He does.
He is. What a brilliant move from
Ghost
Ham.
has made the move.
And Ghost has made and there is...
Snipes is gone. Oh, he's tired.
And yeah, Ghost, after being the one that was attacking, has fallen all the way back and has lost another position maybe to Darnell. They're going side by side.
It's dropping like flies. Oh no.
Ghost is trying to keep it in there, and it's not giving up here, but Darnell does make the move.
That one mistake, it cost him a little bit of contact.
Yeah, the question here now is, can Jam pull that 3 seconds he needs to for Ryan Jones?
He's just gained 2 seconds on Ghost.
Well, quite frankly, kamikaze move on his brother. But, I mean, it was fun to watch.
Movement.
Yeah. Oh, and I've just completely gone on board with the wrong person. Darnell's trying to make a move on Ryan Jones now.
Yeah, you're on board with Crispy, just
Yep. Wrong Alpha Tauri there. But yeah, Darnell is trying it around the outside there. You can get a good purchase there. Ryan Jones gives him absolutely nothing. And that might allow Ghost to maybe try and move on him. You know he will send it if he can. Yeah, Dylan has gone into the pits, I assume, for a fresh set of softs.
Yeah, Beast.
Try and get the fastest lap.
The only one with a 108. Oh.
Fastest lap is at the moment B-Dunk 108.6, and that is the fastest. That is the lap record, I believe, around this track. I had a look; it was a 109.3 before today, so B-Dunk does currently have the lap record. Unless someone in Div 1 got the lap record and I didn't even notice. Maybe, I don't know.
Ooh, lock up there from both them too.
Yep, Darnell is right with him still. As Jitto's making a move on Crispy. Oh no, that's just Crispy's. Crispy must have spun it behind Jam. Or ahead of Jam. Well, he must have spun it somewhere anyway.
He's got DRS, so he's trying to close that gap back up again.
As yes, this train is still going on.
Yeah, he only lost about probably half a second, maybe. He's probably just messed up on turn 2 like everyone does.
Jam has now closed us this DRS, which is going to help him gain positions on penalties at the end of the race. Dylan makes a move on Smoke, who is trying to make it to the end on those hards. Unless he's going to try fastest lap near the end of the race. Got nothing to lose, really. But yeah, we've had a lot of retirements for Elite, 6 so far. It's been a very, very feisty race. Everyone is really going for it.
I'm saying Freeman's not off the top 10.
Yeah, Freeman could be closing up to Merckx soon. Merckx, of course, spun it, which has cost him dearly, really. He would have been right with these guys, I expect. Yeah, Darnell is still staying with Ryan Jones, although does have a lot of penalties after his speeding in the pit lane, so he will drop back.
Jam Hammer's joined the party now. 0.6.
Yep. As has Jitto. Does Darnell have damage? No visible damage.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, he might have light green, but no visible damage.
Yeah,
as Dylan sets a 108.3, fastest lap of the race. Some pride there for Dylan. After presumably getting damage lap 1. Could have been good points on offer for Dylan, but after this race, but
yeah,
got damage early on, of course.
40 seconds. He's not going to. With penalties as well, he's not going to get much.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a safety car.
But yeah, on board with Darnell here. Ryan Jones goes very defensive. Obviously wants to keep this P4 on track, and of course doesn't want to battle Darnell too much because he's got to keep within 3 seconds of Ham, really, to get a spot on the podium. It'll be a great recovery drive from Ham if he does get on the podium, but
yeah. Those softs are starting to wear off now. He's losing time a little. And Jones is catching him.
I'm now going on board with Freeman, who is right behind Merckx. It's only for P11, but Freeman's on much fresher tyres than him. Might be trying to make a move. Merckx tips the wheel onto the grass here. Nearly loses it, as does Freeman. Yellow flag in sector 2, as that's Jitto. Jitto has spun it.
Yeah. Paraquick is now going to make
Doesn't have any damage, but that puts Para right on the back of him.
Yeah,
he's going to maybe try and move. No, Jitto does have DRS, and Freeman's making a move on Merckx, makes that quite cleanly.
Yeah, he'll have dirt on his tyres, so he needs to get grip again.
Yeah, Jitto was right
Darnell
with
makes a move for P4, right?
Darnell, yep, he's made the move cleanly. Good move there from Darnell. So he's running P4 on track at the moment. I think he finished P3 on track in the last race. So he's shown a good turn of pace in the last couple of rounds, Darnell.
To be honest, Jam could get P3.
Not P3, I don't think. I think Ham only has one penalty.
If he can extend his time to Ryan Jones, he might be able to do it.
Oh, Ham. I thought you said Jam.
Saying Darnell's got tons of pens.
Oh yeah, Ham absolutely could get P3, but his tyres are going to be very, very dead at the end.
Yeah.
It looks like he's got the gap on Ryan Jones at the
He's
moment,
just on the borderline 3 second mark. Jam's
now looking at Ghost Cult here. Needs to make this move. He wants to think about overtaking Ryan Jones
Bit of concept there
by
on
the end
Ghost.
of the race. Ghost picks up a penalty after that slight contact. It's been annoying there for him. Jitto's closed up a bit on Crispy. Para's still in the DRS of Jitto. It's been a strong race from Para here. Looks like he's going to pick up at least P8. Merckx is happy being pulled along by Freeman. There is still points on the cards here potentially for Freeman and Merckx. If they can close up a bit more, maybe. Don't know how many penalties these guys have ahead of them, but they're penaltyless themselves.
Yeah, the gap's just gone past the 3-second bar now.
But yes, I think I'm going to go back on board with a driver that we haven't really talked about much this race, because after the pit stops he's been kind of in a world of his own, which is Zydrad. He's driven a commanding race from the front, hasn't looked like being under too much pressure from Snipes, even after a little bit of awkwardness after the stops, and he's controlled this race really from the front. It's a P1 at the moment with 2 laps left.
It's not really made any mistakes, really.
Yeah. Staying on board with Jam now, as that's really the closest battle we have at the moment, is this train. Might need to make a move. And yes, people are putting out respect for Para, completely agree.
Yeah.
Starting at the back of the field, didn't really look like he had the quali pace, but has drove a pretty much faultless race really, and has found his way into P10 after others' mistakes. It's not about...
You'll gain a few positions from this because of Crispy's Jitter's penalties.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not about how you finish, it's about where you finish.
Dylan's just being lapped.
Yeah, that's giving Crispy DRS, which is going to help him defend from Jitto. Crispy goes defensive, as this is now the final lap of the race. And yeah, I'm just going to put it on the position changes as we can hopefully get our Driver of the Day nominees in. Yeah, Jitto, yeah, Crispy goes very, very defensive. And Jitto is going to try and move on him. Can't really make it stick. As we're going to go on board with Zydrad now. He's had a poor last few rounds. He's been really dejected in himself. He's had quite low confidence. Gone. Oh no!
He lost it.
Oh!
And he's probably going to... Crispy's going to get him here.
But we're going to stay on board with Zydrad, the race winner. He's had a poor few rounds, but he crosses the line now. And it is payback for him for the last few rounds. It is. He's got the win. First pole of the
Freeman
season.
may get points.
Absolutely controlled this race. And Ryan Jones just gets ahead of Ham, but main plaudits of the race here have to go to
Freeman
Zydrad
gets P10.
for absolutely controlling this race, really. From start to finish. He's not put a foot wrong at all. It's a blistering pole lap. Led nearly every lap, was in the net lead of every single lap of the race. He was weaving towards the line. He said he's been really down, but he said he felt so confident with Brazil. And he's put his money where his mouth is and has won the race. Absolutely phenomenal performance for Zydrad.
Yeah, congrats to the guy.
And running through the grid, we have Zydrad in P1, Bezos P2, Ryan Jones P3, just pipping Ham at the line on penalty. Jam in P5, Ghost in P6. From P4 on the grid, Para in P7 from the back of the grid. It's a fantastic drive from Paraquix. Crispy in P8, Jitto P9, Freeman is rounding off the points finishers, and then the guys missing out are Merckx, Darnell, Dylan, Smoke, Snipes,
Darnell was doing
Race Roller,
so well.
B-Dunk, Midzi, and Nicky. Yeah, Darnell's spin, it lost him. At least 5 seconds, you'd have thought, and
too much on the curve, he just lost it.
Could have potentially been maybe P7 or P6 for him. But yes, Dylan is now on the SLR records for the fastest lap of the race, as he's just put out in the chat. But yes, yeah, we'll get our podium finishes now. Zydrad, Bezos, and Ryan Jones. Bit of a completely different podium to what we've had in the last few rounds, and yeah, brilliant drives from all of them. But it is Zydrad taking pole and the win. Redemption for the last few rounds, and the last few rounds of bad luck for him.
Congrats to Freeman. Finally, after a poor start in qualifying due to pedal issues, sneaking on to get to 1 point through a lucky bit of issue with Darnell this one.
Yeah. Yes. As we got all of the podium guys in the party now, if you can all tick your boxes now, and I guess we'll get started with the interviews. Do you want me to take the interviews again? Original,
yeah, go for it,
mate.
Want to
take any of them?
No, go for it.
But yes, we're going to start off with in P3, Ryan Jones 123. Well, Ryan, it looked like a pretty hectic battle in the midfield, but you've managed to be the guy finishing in P3. Battles up and down your race. Tell me how your race went. Happy with the podium?
Yeah, I'm happy. It's first podium of the season, so it's obviously good. It's quite a frustrating race because there's some guys who just fighting when they have so many penalties. So I wasn't expecting to get P3 there because Darnell and Ghost Cult were making me drain all the ERS. So I was pretty lucky to get P3. I think I only got it by like half a tenth or something in the end. And yeah, the battling I enjoyed it. It was quite tense with Darnell and Ghost Cult at sometimes, but yeah, I'm happy. Quite a shit season overall, but to end it with a podium is, yeah, pretty good. GG to Bezes and Zydrad as well. They're very far up ahead at good pace.
But yeah, it's really your penalties, I guess, won you that podium spot. So
yeah, exactly.
Did not realise it was your first podium of the season, so congratulations for that.
Cheers.
Yeah, anything more to say, or is that for you?
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Hopefully, I'd like to say I could repeat it in Abu Dhabi. We'll see. Last race of the season, so I think we'll see what happens.
But yeah, and how are you feeling about next season? You said this season's been a bit of a poor one for you. Hoping to go a lot better next season. You showed good pace.
I'm pretty sure I'm dropping to reserve due to other commitments next season. So it'll be my last season full time temporarily. Hopefully in the future I'll go back full time. So yeah, but hopefully I'll still be racing next season now and then when I can get a race in.
Yeah, well, as one of your final full-time drives, it's certainly a brilliant full-time drive for you. So congratulations on the podium. Good way to end this season, and maybe the last season in foreseeable memory of being a full-time driver. So congratulations for that. Now moving on to Bezos in P2. We've seen you have good quali pace recently, mate, but recently you've struggled to put it together in the races. So tell me what this P2 means to you to finally put it together in the race and get a P2.
Yeah, this has been a good race. I had a pretty poorish start, dropped to P4, but then I got lucky with Snipes having the problem. It meant I could build a gap to Ryan Jones behind. So yeah, this podium means quite a lot, because like you've said, I had quite a few poor races this season, mostly due to racecraft. So it's nice to fix that and be on the podium.
Yeah, talk us through your race. Obviously qualified P2. Feel like you could have got any more in your lap, maybe challenge Zydrad for pole, or was that the maximum you got out of your car there for P2?
Oh, that was pretty much all I had. I mean, I don't know how Zydrad did a 16-3. It's pretty ridiculous. So yeah, that was all I had with that lap. And then race was pretty okay to start with. I think I made a move on, I can't remember who it was, but that put me up into P3. And then held there until the second medium stint, until Snipes had the contact, and then that put me in P2, and from there it was just managing the race from there.
Yeah, well, great drive from you anyway. Any more comments on your race other than that?
Not doing it. Obviously good job to Ryan Jones and Zydrad. Both drove good races, so GG's to them.
Yep, and now the P1 finisher. You've had a poor few races recently, mate. You've been talking a lot about how you're frustrated with your luck and frustrated with yourself, but you've bounced back in the best possible way. Pole on the win, saw you swerving, doing doing like moving your wheels left and right at the finish to celebrate it. How much does this win mean to you? Back on the top step of the podium with the first pole of the season.
I mean, yeah, definitely happy about that. Before I go into it, just congratulations, Bezos and Ryan, and Snipes got a bit unlucky there because me and Snipes were going at it for the first like 20 odd laps, but yeah, got pole. It was an absolute blunder of laps, to be honest, and basically just converted it, just like a certain someone earlier today.
Yep. Pretty faultless drive it looked like. Of course, very very close to Snipes, but then second half of the race looked quite comfortable for you. Was it harder than it looked, would you say, or did you feel like you had the race fully under control?
Well, going into the race, I was just like, oh, obviously I got pole, so my one goal was don't get a pen because I know people behind me can capitalise on it. So that was my main focus. When Snipes was putting me under all sorts of pressure, I was just trying to keep my nerve. And then the same when towards the end of the race, when Bezos was just over 3 seconds, I didn't want to get a pen and then mess up slightly, and then there we go, lose the win after a lot, basically half the race leading. But yeah, all in all, great bounce back from my poor run of form, really. Half down to me, half down to my luck, really. But yeah, since Belgium's been a bit of a catastrophe, but happy to bounce back.
Well, yeah, there's no better way to bounce back, really. And yeah, you said your pole lap was a blinder, first F1 pole of the season, so
yeah,
which I found really surprising when you told me earlier. So
yeah,
well done on that as well.
First pole, just because the absolute consistency from my championship rivals, just been unreal. I'm not the best at quali compared to my race pace, so I didn't expect anything less, to be honest.
Yeah, and I guess one more thing that we have to say. Up the Haas.
Up the Haas, indeed.
Yeah, great result from you. I mean, of course, your teammate wasn't there with you today. Saw you maybe having a little bit of an issue passing him, but that was a very very interesting part of the riddle of the race until Snipes, of course, got his damage. But yeah.
It looked like Freeman gave me the position, to be fair. And
yeah,
to be fair, Freeman had a bit of an unlucky race, but points are points. And bounce back for next week.
Yep, things are hopefully looking good for the joint constructors. Hopefully, and how are you feeling about Abu Dhabi?
Bloody hate the track, mate. 90-degree Grand Prix.
Yep, I mean, we're hoping for something quite a lot better than the real life race in Abu Dhabi today. But
yeah,
I don't think
I wouldn't hold out your hopes on it, mate. Don't worry.
But yeah, congratulations on the win, mate. Any more comments?
Not really. Yeah, that's all from me.
And I guess that's all we have time for. So Zydrad bouncing back from his poor run of form since I guess you'd call the traditional F1 summer break. Well, other than Belgium, of course. Bouncing back with a win. Brian Jones' first podium of the year. It's kind of a week of bouncing back firsts, etc. Paraquix, of course, apparently in his final race as well, getting a P7 from the back of the grid, and he has been nominated the driver of the day by the stream chat. Thoroughly well deserved, kept it out of trouble. And yeah, back for Abu Dhabi. I can't lie when I say it's not every